Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, pool fans. This is the Huacai World Open,
比赛
and we are
正式
live on
开始 ，Match
WPALive.tv
begin。
to bring you this exciting match that everyone's been waiting for. Ronnie's debut on the Hable table competitively. This is going to be interesting, to say the least. My name is Timofey, and I think as everyone in the audience here, we are very excited to see how the GOAT of snooker does at Hayball. Now let's see what this young man can produce under the biggest pressure, and I think the biggest stage that he has ever played on. He's hit him pretty decent, not great. Cue ball was tracking down table, which is usually what you want when you get a really good energy through the rack. You can see he's moved a lot of balls up table, so Ivan is certainly good in the breaking department. However, he's left Ronnie a chance here. Ronnie's picked these stripes. He might be playing a containment here. Yeah, he's locked up the pocket right away. So you stranger to Ronnie, being a snooker player himself who has converted to Hayball, but certainly playing the GOAT would be added pressure. Let's see if he can handle it. He's tried to pocket the 11. Unfortunately for Ivan, he left an easy possibility here for Ronnie. And I honestly think he should play the 11, give himself a really nice easy shot on the 9. If he just leaves that cue ball on the rail, he can then manipulate it. Of course, he might decide to play the side pocket. Now, Ronnie is looking ahead here. So the two balls down table here near the 8 both present a challenge getting position on, simply because of the proximity of the 8 ball. So he needs to be accurate how he gets there, and he's chosen to play the 12, then the 9, which means most likely he'll be trying to land on the 10 after. Okay, so this is a shot here that many players might take for granted. You need to hit this accurate. And he's looking to plant himself on the 10. Has he gone too far? I think he's perfect. Well, he's looking at the other option. Maybe he's not. Well, clearly he had a direct access to that ball, so I'm not so sure what Ronnie was deliberating there. Maybe just settling himself a little bit. Well, he certainly looks Perina, which usually helps deal with humidity. Now let's have a look at this. This is the part I'm most interested in. How does Ronnie break in Hayball? He's using an old American pool trick, the sleeve on his cue, if you guys have noticed that. Helps you out when you're playing with carbon fiber. Now, Ronnie doesn't like to wear a glove. That's pretty obvious. Most snooker players will never wear a glove because they'd like to feel the cue. But for the break shot, that's perhaps an exception he's willing to make. Hence, he's adopted a little American pool trick, the sleeve on his cue. So I gotta say, Ronnie's been doing his homework. And if he has been doing his homework, then Ivan Kakovskii has got his hands full here. A lot of work to be done in this rack. The 7 ball could present a challenge, so is the 2. He's looking at areas off table where he can drop close enough to maybe dislodge them, or maybe play the 7. Ideally, he might want to bump into the 2 coming out of the long rail, so he's looking at options. He could go into them now. And he's played it beautifully. Now, we've had an exhibition match a couple days ago with Ronnie playing doubles. And I think he was kind of getting acclimatized to the table. He didn't really play that great. Maybe he was distracted a little bit. But I can see this looks like a different Ronnie. He's not here to show off. He's here to win. Well, usually when he wins, both happen. He just brings so much flair to the table. And I tell you what, this cue sport has a lot of flair. I think a lot more dynamic than snooker. Ooh, speaking of dynamic, I think Ronnie's rushed that ball a little bit. He took it for granted, thing. It looks like good shot. He needs this kind of rack to get going. He's got a problem though. The 14 ball, the green 14 on the left side of your screen is actually quite a big problem. Now, if he has an angle here, he could even follow this ball and try to dislodge it. But I don't think he has that kind of angle. And here we are, seeing it clearly that he didn't. Now, this looks difficult already. I think he can get to the 15, but that's where his problems would start. The cue ball is going to be tracking up table. There's a lot of angle on this shot. He could kill it with a drag stroke, but I think, well, it looks like he might be. This is a tricky shot, delicate shot. Yeah, he's played it okay. I think what he needs to do here is use the 3 to perhaps make the 12. He's got to look at this very carefully here, because there might be a route where he could use rail first, but that is a difficult route. He probably will try to make it directly at the worst case scenario, holding the pocket. But either way, I don't see an easy run out here. So we most likely will see Ronnie back to the table. Here's a great example. He's got most of the pocket. Oh, he's almost made it rail first using the 3, which is what I thought he'd try. And he was very close to doing that. But maybe he's aimed it too full into the pocket. And I think Ronnie is going to say, "Thank you very much, sir. I'm going to pick it up from here." And Ronnie is not going to spend too much time on these. 8 ball side. Played it out of the corner. Interesting choice. I would have thought he would kill it, which would be the normal choice for most players. But, well, Ronnie knows what he's doing for sure. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Alternating break. Ronnie leads 2-0. Ivan desperately needs a good break here. Good hit. He's made a ball. For those of you who are joining us, welcome. We are coming to you live from China on WPALive.tv. My name is Timofey, and this is stage 3 of the World Open. A huge prize money pool for this tournament. The eventual champion will walk away with almost 740,000 US dollars. Well, Ivan's got a testy little shot here. It's not too bad. He's gonna make it. He might bump the other two balls. Yeah, he's taking a chance. And actually, I think he's turned out quite okay. But once again, there's a couple balls on the rail on the right-hand side. And I just don't see an easy path in clearing them out. So Ivans need to be a little bit smart here. Maybe don't try to go for a glory run out. Perhaps improve the table. Ooh, he is going for the glory run out. Oh boy. Well, yeah, that was always going to be tough, isn't it? He does have insurance. The 1 and 3 are stuck together. So either way, Ronnie's going to have to do something about that. A cross-side bank attempt here. No, safety. Yeah, he sold out, unfortunately. Ronnie's got the 4, the pink 4 in the side. And he can drop in on the 6. He could try to play for the bank on the 1. He does have a few options he can consider. He might even just play safe right here. Maybe fan the 3 ball or the 1 and try to block the 15 with those 2 balls and leave the cue ball up top. That could be an option. I think that's what he's trying to do. Yeah, he tried it, but the double kiss got him there. Another chance. Now, this is the kind of shot you would never try, almost never, on the American pool table, because with the straight cut pockets, this is a very acute angle. But on the hayball table, you have very fine lines into the side pocket, as long as you play it at the right pace. So Ivan here needs to play it right. Ooh, he's overcut it. Yeah, that looked a lot tougher. Or rather, that was a lot tougher than it looked. He's just spun the cue ball a little bit too much with outside spin. He caught it just a little bit with the outside. I don't think that's what he actually wanted. That was enough. Okay, a chance for Ronnie. Now, I honestly think Ronnie's cue action is perfect for this game, because he does get his elbow into it a little bit, unlike most of the snooker players. So he has a more flowing cue action, which I think gives him a lot more spin power. He can get more action on the cue ball with less effort. He also obviously has a very good stun game. So in terms of movement and playing each shot at the correct speed, which on this table is super vital, Ronnie has got the game for it. The only weakness I see is probably his break. Another little drag shot. Oh, wait a minute. Just when I propped him up, he butchers the easiest shot. What was that? Oh boy. Well, he's played perfect till now. He's let his focus slip on that shot. Now, what does Ivan do here? He needs to develop the 14. And he's done just that. This looks as good a chance as any to pull one back. Nicely done. Yeah, he needs to check what kind of angle he'd like on the 14. I mean, you can be straight. He's drawing it a bit, so he can draw it out again. He's gonna have to. Gonna see a nice, smooth, big stroke here. Oh, he might stun this. Yeah, there is an angle. Okay, well, it looked a lot straighter than it was, so he was perfect. This should settle the nerves. And it's Ronnie to break, leading 2-1. Here comes that green sleeve he's using. Oh, he's made the black. Great break. He didn't hit him very well, but the result... How does that black... Oh, the 6 ball picked it up and went in for good measure, or almost went in. Okay. Well, the black gets respotted. Ronnie's got a chance here. I think the solids are definitely the balls to go for. He's gonna have to come up with a shot, though. 4 ball, side pocket. What a shot. He's done really well. He solved his problem right away. Ran into the cluster up table. The 2 is a little funny, but he's close to his work, as they say. So I think he can get nice and close to it. Whether it's going to be on this shot or the next. Looks like the next. He needs to get rid of that blue 2. Yeah, he's looking at where he needs to be with the cue ball. I think this is the key shot. If he can land nice and straight on the 2, he's got every chance to make it. It looks like he's stunning it. Oh, he's playing... Okay, he's going for the 3 first. Yeah, I'm surprised he's done that, because he's going to need more angle on the 2 to come back. But I suppose he could play the 6 next. Yeah, he's going for the 7 next. Okay. Yeah, here we go. This is where he needs to make the good shot here. What a nice view of Ronnie's cue action. So smooth. Yeah, he solved that puzzle really well. And just like that, Ronnie takes a 3-1 lead. He's down 3-1 versus the Rocket. Once again, Ronnie to the table with another puzzle to solve. Now, the thing about playing hayball, if you take on a challenge trying to clear the table, you've got to deliver. You fast run out of options once you start potting many balls. A good start there. You sometimes also want to use your opponent's balls, maybe even push them to a tougher spot. Creates a bit of insurance. Yeah, Ronnie is looking how to solve that problem down table. Very narrow positional area for him to get to. And this shot itself is not that easy. It's missable. Well, not if you hit it like that. What a shot. Yeah, Ronnie's smoothness certainly opens the pockets for him. I don't think that is as big a factor in snooker when it comes to playing potting. But on a smaller table, the quality of your strike certainly helps you. You see that shot right there? He kind of grazed the jaw. But he always strikes the cue ball with a very light grip. Lets the cue do the work. He can play both hands. Yeah, I'm not so sure if the 9 passes the 15. Looks like he's going for the 11 next. So I assume it does pass. If that's the case, I think he's pretty good here. He might be a touch straight, so if he is, he might follow this cue ball just above the 2 to try and get more or less, well, not there, because that's going to be a jump, Ronnie. He needs a bit more further movement from there. Maybe bump the 2. Wow, what a stun. He's placed it right in the gap. And now he's going to use the 5 to stop the cue ball. Beautiful. Another delicate shot coming up. He needs the right angle to be able to cut the 8 ball. Going too far would result in the 1 ball obstructing. So even though this is an elementary shot, you need to hit it with a smooth drag stroke, and he's done exactly that. It's perfect. It's perfect. Great run out by Ronnie. Did Ronnie show us in the last rack? In fact, in the last 2 racks. Can he do another break and run? He's done it on his last break. He's cut the balls again, but this time it's dry. Couple balls almost went in. Okay. I think Ivan really needs to step up here and try to get another rack. It's not an easy run out, but it is doable. Everything is in the open. The only ball that's of his concern will be the 7. Will be the toughest one to get to. I'll be curious to know how he solves this problem. I kind of like dropping the 3 ball in and playing the 2 and swing around 2 rails mid-table for the 6 or the 5. He could even go down for the 1 from the 6. So he really needs to get there somehow and get under that 7 ball. It's going to be tricky. He's stretching here. Yeah, nicely done. Here we go. He's on the 6. He's got a good angle. I think he could try a 2-rail path under the 7, bumping it out and leaving himself on the 1. I think that's his best play. He's got the line to make it happen. You need to trust your aiming points. Okay, he's looking at a 1 rail. I'm not so sure that's a good move, but well, he's playing the 5 first, going this way. Wow, okay. This is tricky to land on the 1. He's gonna have to thread the needle here. Did he make it? I think he might have just about. Okay, well, he's gonna have to go up table again and try to get on the 6 with the same kind of angle he had earlier, so he could come back for the 7. He's got the chance to do so. He needs the cue ball to travel, and it's there. Under control so far. I like what I'm seeing. This is a delicate shot. Yeah, he's gonna play for the side pocket. He could play it for the corner too. But I think if he can run the cue ball and bump the 11, or maybe go close to the 8, yeah, this is gonna be touchy. This is gonna be touchy. Oh, he got away with it. Great shot, great shot. I don't think he was looking to collide into the 10 first, but he'll take it. I think the chalk is burning a hole in Ivan's pocket. He's feeling the heat, no doubt about it. I can see it. But he's delivering.
That shot, very much my style. It's Rocket. I'm O'Sullivan. They call me Rocket. Honestly, I used to change cues frequently until I found this one, outside Rebolt. It's like having a built-in scope. Taper, it fits my hand and it's made for me. It understands my pursuit of speed, stable and accurate. This cue, it's got my style. It's the Rocket.
Well, you saw it, guys. That's the cue Ronnie is using for this tournament. A one-piece Hable cue. Oh boy. What a smash by Ivan, but he lost the cue ball. He hit that break a lot firmer than his last 2 breaks, which indicates he's more comfortable at the table, but he was unlucky. It got a nasty bump into the side. And this could be a quick rack because they look good. Ronnie is going to play the solids. They are all open. I wouldn't bet against a 2-minute clearance here. can play the 3. Yeah, he's kind of landed funny. I must have jinxed him. I was expecting him to run this quick. But very first shot, he gets right on top of the 1. It's not too bad, though. Surely he can solve that. He's got options. I mean, he's just got to get the 7 out of the way. He couldn't even play it last. Okay. All right, he's going for the 7. Yeah, notice how Ronnie, if there's multiple balls in the vicinity, he's placing the cue ball for multitude of options. A couple of times he landed on what looked like the optimal shot, and he changed his mind because he had another optimal shot. So if you play area position like he does, you pick your patterns right, you always have a plan B. And in that case, that plan B delivers. Another great run out. We're packed to the rafters here in China for Ronnie's debut in Hayball competition. For those of you who are joining us, this is the Gold Lion Cup. And we are coming to you live on WPALive.tv. My name is Timofey. And Ronnie here grabs his sleeve. It does look like he borrowed it from somebody, surely. That sleeve does not look very new to me. Well, I'll tell you what, the fact that he has it on just shows what resourcefulness Ronnie has to learn the game. He's picking up little details very quickly. It's a dry break, however. Now Ivan is trailing 5-2. We are racing to 15 racks, so there's a long way to go in this match. Ronnie has looked the better of the two so far, with a couple of great clearances. But I'll tell you what, even under big pressure, when Ivan had a chance to clear, he's done so, at least in open play. He might be playing safe here, and that's a smart move. Lock him up. Keep the tiger in the cage. I'm not so sure he's done the best that he could over there, because Ronnie has access to this 9 ball, and he could get the cue ball down table. And that's exactly what he's done. Tied up a couple more balls for good measure. So we know this is going to be a tactical rack. Couple of clusters. I don't see any player trying to run away with it and attempt a miracle clearance. So this is all about positioning now. You try to improve your position while not giving away a chance for your opponent to make a run. And sometimes it's a very fine line. How much do you tempt your opponent versus how many insurance balls are you counting on? And so Ivan tried to get the 4-ball deeper under those stripes to try and create more problems. It has tied up the 10, but there are a couple balls near the pocket which Ronnie can exploit to try and open that. Let's see what he does here. Oh, what a shot he's just played. Is that going in? Yes, it is. What a shot. He knew he's going to block the pocket even if he doesn't make it. He played it dead weight. Surely Ronnie is not going to run out from here, right? Can he come up with something here? No, he's playing safe. Is he going to try to get the cue ball under the 8, maybe? No, he's chosen plan A again. He's going for this 12. Oh, he's just tying it up. Interesting. Okay. I'm not so sure that's exactly what he wanted. I think he expected the ball to be in the pocket. Well, whatever it is, Ivan's got a big puzzle here. And he might just be playing off the 2, trying to get the cue ball under the 3. And what a shot he's played there. A tap of the table by Ronnie. Even he can appreciate the control that you required on that shot. He's trying to kick the 15. He doesn't really want to disturb those balls at the corner, so if anything, he wants to open the 15. It doesn't really change the outcome of this frame. It's all gonna come down to that cluster at the bottom left of your screen. I mean, Ivan can try and use the 7 ball to try and open them up in a very aggressive fashion. He could play the 3, then the 2, then give himself an angle on the 7 to try and open the cluster and still have an insurance ball of the 6. Now, I like that play the most. Let's see if he agrees with me. I think he does. He could even go into them right here, simply because he didn't land very nice on the 2. We might see a big stroke here if he has enough angle. Yeah, this is tricky though. He's on the rail. He's trying to try to pull the 2 and try to get some kind of shape. He could play for the 6 as well. He's drawing this ball. He's going to go across the table. What a shot. Good shot. Okay. thing about making the 6 is that it doesn't give you a good angle on the 7 to open the cluster. So, yeah, he's a little funny here. He might go into them right here. He might go into them. Well, he's missed the pot. And did he leave Ronnie a 3-ball plant? Can he make this 3-ball plant? He's looking at it. I think he can drop the 11 and play the plant. Well, he's not doing that. He's going to stick the cue ball. Or is he? He's looking at plan C now. He's looking at the 15. Yeah, Ronnie's looking at a few options here. He's playing safe. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, he's played safe on himself. That's not a good shot. I mean, yeah, he didn't want to do that, obviously. You can see the smirk on his face. He had about 3 or 4 options he was looking at. And I tell you, his mind works real quick. He went down and he saw all 3. And he said to himself, well, maybe the safety is the better play. Oh, well, Ivan had to try that. I'll tell you what, he didn't sell out too much. Or did he? Can he make the 9-ball? Yeah, if he can make the 9-ball, actually, big let off for Ronnie. He might even be able to make the 10 in the side pocket. Yeah, he's going at the 9. Ooh. Yeah, those are the shots that are tricky on this table. They look easy. They look easy. But if you go too far into the white jaw, you get that kind of rebound. And more often than not, those balls are missed that way. Ronnie's missed two balls into the side pocket already. Very similar shots. But once again, Ivan doesn't really have anything too easy. Is he looking at the 1? Can he make the 1? He's gonna try. He's trying to make it off the 12. That's an option too. Drive it into the rail off the 12. Yeah, it's tricky. There's not a lot of room there for the ball to pick up off the second collision. It might slow down too much. It's tricky. Okay. Well, he's played for containment. I suppose he could stop the cue ball and push the 4 into the 1. Yeah, he's gonna have to look at this very carefully here. What a shot. He's played it off that ball. That was a really nice shot. He was unlucky. Yeah, he was hoping for the 1 and the 6 to end up open, but the 6 ball is the one that got him. Yeah, I think... Do you play off the 1 here? Maybe draw the cue ball, get behind the 8, run up table. You don't really want to make it though. Well, he's not trying to. He's almost got him behind the 8. Not a bad play. I have a feeling this is a big rack in this match. A big tactical scrap. Good shot by Ronnie. Yeah, Ronnie's position is improving in this rack. The more it goes on. I have to say, Ivan was very brave to try and solve that puzzle. He was unlucky when the 6 ball landed tied up to the 15. He had 3 or 4 balls stuck. He managed to unlodge most of them. But now, I feel that Ronnie has got a big advantage here now in this frame. He can bide his time, improve his position, and then attack. Ronnie is looking for a way to play safe. Looks like he's feathering the 13. Okay, well, I guess I was wrong. He went for it. He's gonna have to try and solve the 13 though. Nicely done. Here we go. I think Ronnie's got a plan here. He's gonna draw right into it. And what a shot that is. He hit it with the right pace, moving the 13 over the pocket. Looks good from here. Impressive stuff by Ronnie. Perfect. Look at that pace control. Alrighty, here we go. We are back. Just in time to see that scratch by Ivan. An unforced error, certainly. He drew the cue ball straight back. He had 2 scratches in his last 2 breaks. If he keeps this up, he's gonna find himself a big mountain to climb to close up the score in this match. We could be seeing a runaway train, or rather a runaway rocket, because once the rocket gets going, sky's the limit, as they say. Ronnie has to play this shot behind the headstring, and he's already played a beautifully smart shot. Look at that. He's moved the 15 out of the pocket. And that solves all the problems. When a player plays these kind of shots right off the bat, it tells you they're thinking very clearly. Ronnie is feeling comfortable. He's enjoying himself. I know he's the kind of player that likes to always, let's just say, underplay himself, pretend that it means nothing when it actually means everything. So he'd be telling everybody he's just here to have a bit of fun, try this new cue sport. But deep down, you know he is here because he wants to win. And the way he's playing, looking at every angle, it's certainly not how Ronnie used to play American pool when he had this little foray in the 90s, where he kind of just had a bit of fun, didn't really take it seriously. This looks like Ronnie on a snooker table, making sure he stays in line, plays all the right shots, and this is a shot that's going to win him this rack if he makes it. If he makes it, he moved up a lot on that shot. And this is the kind of shot that maybe Ronnie sometimes would take for granted. He was in full flow, he had the rhythm going, so he decided to stick to the rhythm and just play the shot, when I think that particular shot needed a lot more attention. Big chance here. Good start. He needs to drop in on the 10. I do believe it is makeable in the side pocket. He could try to open the 15 as well. Ooh, okay. Well, yeah, all right. I guess he went up table again. The fans are excited. It's a full house here in China. This is the Gold Lion World Open. We are playing on Liberwin cloth, their latest model, the 900. It's a slick cloth, best in the business. Made of Australian wool, by the way, I've been told today. So premium quality. I've played quite a few games on the Liberwin cloth, and certainly never had a complaint. They do run really nice. Ooh, but is it nice enough to make the bank? He desperately needed that bank. And he's just given it away again. Yeah, nice shot by Ronnie. He could have played this in the side pocket. A lot of players would have maybe loaded it up with a bit more spin and play for the side. But Ronnie knows the cloth is slick. The cue ball will grab. The top spin will delay a little bit. So why not keep it simple? Leave himself the basic of the basic straight shots, something Ronnie is not expected to miss. Ronnie certainly went for bright colors when it comes to his cues. He's got all kinds of rainbow colors. His break cue is green. Oh, he took a lot of pace out of that break compared to his first couple breaks. And, well, the result is less than satisfactory for sure. The cue ball almost scratched in the side pocket. Luckily, another ball came to the rescue. A chance here for Ivan. He really has to step up now. The stripes probably are an easier opener. They're not too bad. Good start. He might have the 10 here. If he does have the 10, I think it's a good idea to pick it up right now. If he could get to that 10 ball and make it into the bottom left corner, then certainly it would be advised that he takes it. However, it looks like maybe the cue ball path is not as simple as it looks from up here. So he might decide to play the 14, maybe use the 7 as a stopper. Not bad. He's still gonna have to find his way down to the 10 ball though. And that 12 also looks a little bit tricky because of the fact that it sits about a centimeter from the rail, and that makes it missable. All right, here we go. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. Is he trying to land perfect on that 10? Ooh, he's really tried. He hasn't done it. He was hoping to bump the 1 ball from underneath, but he clipped it on his way in. If he bumped it from underneath, he would have been perfect. Okay. Well, once again, I mean, I like the jump here. Come on, Ivan. This is a good jump. I'm sure he could make this. He could make the 10. He's decided to be cautious. But we've seen what happens when you get into a safety exchange with Ronnie. He finds a way to keep the pressure on. And I think Ronnie here might just stick the cue ball under the 10 or leave it on the bottom rail. He's going to also look to improve his balls while he does it. Or maybe even bump your ball into a safe position. Watch out, Ronnie, don't make the 8. I mean, that was a lot of risk on that shot. Not sure he was expecting the 8 ball to get so close to the pocket. Well, he's left it very tough. No doubt about it. A bank, perhaps? No, he's just playing containment. And I'm not sure that's going to work. Yeah, Rocket is looking to leave the cue ball in the most awkward spot for his opponent. I'll tell you what, it's not that easy. There are no real areas that you can be 100% certain of it to be a safety. Watch out for the bump. Yeah, it's not safe. Definitely not. And I think this is a really good chance. If he can drop this ball into the side pocket, he can land on the next ball. I do think the 11 might just squeeze by. If it doesn't, he's going to have to find his way to pick up the 9. But it's definitely on. Tricky shot here. Oh, he's not even trying. Wow. Well, I mean, if you can play a safety like that, maybe that is the right play. This is the second time he gets Ronnie in that predicament. Does it buy him a chance, however? Doable. Yeah, I feel like Ivan needs to not get trapped in the safety game. He has let a couple of chances slip by. He's missed a couple. And he's also been very cautious. And that's when it's time to run. You're not prepared for it. And I could sense something was off. The 3 is tricky. Still insurance on the table. But Ronnie is already looking for ways to fix that problem. He's playing the 2. Okay. It looks straightish. I'm not sure he's got the angle. I think he might have been trying to get into a good line to open them up on the 5, but I don't believe he has it. He's gonna have to do another way. And I think he's just figured it out. This is gonna be some shot here. Yeah, he changes his plan so quickly. Look at that. He's found another ball off the 10. Just shows how quick he thinks this game. That wasn't his original plan, but as soon as he saw it, he went down and delivered. And what a shot that was. Yeah, Ronnie is in full swing here. Yeah, I've noticed he does that quite a bit when playing hay ball. Sometimes he gets down with a draw shot, then he chooses to play follow. Sometimes he gets down with a follow, then he plays a draw shot. That's probably when he's a little bit indecisive. You don't see him do that in snooker. Left-handed here. With the spin. Oh boy. Now Ronnie is starting to maybe take things a little bit for granted now. I feel like. He's made a really nice shot right there. What a shot. World Open. Ronnie's first debut in Chinese 8-ball, aka hay ball. This is the last 64 round. Double elimination, stage 3. We've had hundreds of players enter this tournament. We are down to the last 64. Ronnie's shown a masterclass in cue ball control already in this match. He solved a number of puzzles brilliantly. He's cued a couple of shots a little awkwardly. And that's another one. I feel like there's a lot more body movement from Ronnie on some of these shots. It's almost like he doesn't really look to stay down as much as he does in snooker. Maybe taking the accuracy for granted a little bit. A couple of shots where it looked almost like he was dancing. Dancing with the cue ball. Oh, well, speaking of dancing, that was rough. A rough miss by Ivan. He certainly missed his steps on that one. Still open. The stripes are the balls to take, I think. Only because the 2 and 4 at the top left of your screen are stuck together. Yeah, much better stay down on that shot from Ronnie. Bit of containment. pretty good plan. I think Ivan can open those balls up here and lag the cue ball straight to the top rail, leaving Ronnie maybe an awkward shot on the 11 at best. Well, that's what he did. I don't know whether that's very awkward. It does go in the side pocket from here. The cue ball, however, is a different story. Good shot by Ronnie. Yeah, he stayed down good on that. We missed that one, but he's played a brilliant shot with a lot of low left spin and opened the cluster. That was actually a critical shot. Unfortunately, our cameraman had other ideas. This is interesting. I do think the plant, the 1 to the 15, is on. So Ronnie is looking at it. He's got a couple of ideas here, I think. Well, I suppose the 15 also goes into the bottom right corner. You try to create too much angle there, Ronnie. Tricky little 1 ball. Wants to open the 7. He's done really well. I like rolling the 6 ball in and getting nice and close to the 5. He might have other ideas. But I think it's imperative that he gets the 5 and travels up table for the 4. He can then make his way back, play the 7 and play the 8 in the side pocket, perhaps. But he's decided to do it the other way. Looks like he's going up table first. Which means he's going to leave himself the 5 most likely as the last ball before the 8. All right, let's see here. I think he might play side pocket position. Uh-oh. Well, I guess it works. I'm not sure he wanted to bump into that ball. That could have ended really ugly. Well, he's definitely going to have to play the 6 now, then the 5. Dead in straight stop shot here. Managed to pinch a little bit off the pocket. Here we go. This is the ball that would win Ivan the frame if he can make it clean. Oh, just about missed it. It rattled. It thought about it, but it didn't drop. He had to play it with a bit of stun just to travel more up table. And I think that's what got him there. If Ronnie can reach this 15, play it with the rest, or left-handed, I think Ronnie is going to be in prime position. Well, he's thought. Yeah, he's thinking. He's got a second option here. Also tricky. Queuing over that ball. I mean, Ronnie is a very good rest player too, but it seems like he's bitten the pool bug already. He's like, well, I don't really want to use the rest. Yeah, he's bitten the pool bug. He doesn't want to use the rest. He's gonna try to go for that long ball. He's made it. Watch out, cue ball. Where is it? Uh-oh. Well, can he make this off the 5? I don't know. This is awkward on a hay-ball table. Well, no problem. Nice bump as well. A little short on pace, but not too bad. Just roll this in. Uh-oh. Well, that's the worst one he's hit yet. Yeah, if there's any weakness in Ronnie's game, it's this. It's the break. Hands down. Not much of a comparison when you talk about the top hayball players, especially the Chinese, who have monsters of breaks, most of them. So this is an area that I think Ronnie might need a bit of coaching. Ivan here needs to work his cue ball. He's looking to open the cluster. The thing about this shot, though, is the 9 might be pushed down table, and it could tie up the 8. The 15 could also tie up. The 4 and 7 could track down as well and block the pocket. So, tricky little shot here. He needs a lot of luck if he's trying to go for it. He might not even do that. He's playing for the side pocket. Yeah, good choice. He still needs to somehow get to the 9. So in all fairness, Ivan had to work for it. Every chance he's got presented clusters, problems, ball stuck on the rail, etc. Yeah, that was a really nice shot, and I think the 9 goes. He's gonna do all the work here, but the 11 and 8 are gonna be the balls he really has to bear down on. Can he get a nice angle and drop onto the 11 right now? If he has a nice angle, he could go up table, or he could use the 10 to go up table. Okay. I think that's what he's gonna do. A tip of outside spin on this, maybe a touch low, a drag shot. Work the cue ball up table. Perfect. Yeah, he's done all the hard work now in terms of his pattern play, but he has to bear down on this shot right here. He's missed one similar. He knows there's a lot of pressure on this shot. Needs to stay down and just deliver. A touch of low. Well done. Beautiful shot. Nicely done. Okay. He's got the right line here to get close to the 8. Just roll it in, really. Perfect. Ivan is decided to switch to the side. A second ball break. Interesting. Well, I'm not so sure that was the right move. First of all, he didn't hit the second ball. He kind of struck the lead ball. So he didn't really hit it good. And he's given Ronnie a chance to take control here, even if he doesn't run out. I'll tell you what, he might actually run out. The 4-ball goes. I don't know whether the 6-7 plant is actually doable into the bottom right corner. It could be, you know. Wow, what a shot he just played. He's put on so much juice on the cue ball, and he hit it with such a light stroke. Is he moving the 8 here? Yes, he is. I mean, Ronnie's turned on the afterburners. Stage 2 of the rocket is kicking in. I think he's decided that, you know what, I've been playing good. I've got room for error. My opponent's not really converted all the chances. So I might as well be a bit more offensive. And what a shot that is. That was not easy. Another tricky little shot. The 2-ball is not that far up table. He's gonna have to hold this cue ball gently. Yeah, wise decision. Bump the 15 instead of trying to hold it by using low spin. This is a shot here. Needs a smooth strike. But obviously, it's Ronnie we are talking about here. How smooth was that? Let's see. A stun. Oh, a draw too. Well, he's not delivered that one too well. He's kind of short on pace. He's jacked up. But I have a feeling he's going to make it anyway. We are back, Ronnie to break. A good square hit this time, and he's rewarded. He didn't hit them too hard, but look at the cue ball. That's what he's aiming for. He's gonna go for the solids, surely. If the 7 goes, it's not a tough run out. Yeah, Ronnie is often looking 3 balls ahead here. He's looked at the 3rd ball. Now he's looking at the 2nd ball. And now he's going to play the shot. He's going to go across the table twice here, I think. Unless he kills it and plays for the 3. Okay. He's left the 4 up table. I'm not so sure that's wise. Only because you're going to have to come back for it later. And that could make things difficult. Especially if you're doing it off a ball that's on the cushion. So I would have thought he would play the 4 after. The 7 is stuck as well. I've got a clear view now. He's looking to dislodge it right here. Ooh. Yeah, he didn't get enough into the cue ball on that shot. A safety, I guess. Off the 7. Running the cue ball up table. He could also leave it down table. The 10's going to track to the left, though. Needs to watch out. The 10 could tie up his balls here. Let's see what he does. Well, he's tied up a couple balls. Interesting situation here. Is that a 4-ball plant? Surely not. Yeah, he's playing cautiously here. Ronnie's got the 4-ball up table. But this is tricky. What does he do here? He could be very aggressive, but well, yeah. I'm not going to predict this one. He could be playing safe. He's gone for the shot. He was very aggressive. He wasn't rewarded. He's going to have to definitely play safe here and try to open those balls. Yeah, I think just a little stop shot here really on the rail. Maybe draw a bit. Well, yeah, this is getting messy. I think Ivan's just going to play the cue ball up table and just let Ronnie figure it out. Yeah, when you're stuck like this, let your opponent disturb the balls. Make sure you don't leave him a shot. Is Ronnie trying to cut this 5-ball in? Can he thin this ball? Wow. He tried to make it. It's a really good shot too. There's still insurance in the form of the 7-ball. A chance here, however. Ivan can play this 14. And land with a perfect angle on the 15 in order to go into the pack here. He's got every chance to open. He has to control the 11, however. Once again, a question needs to be asked whether he has to pick up the ball up top first. In this case, just as Ronnie, he decides to leave it. He's going underneath them. What a shot. I think that's as good of a result he could hope for. He could play the 11. He could also play the 13, or the 12 rather, into the top right corner. I think he's chosen to play the 11. Needs to stay down. He's done that. Yeah, he's come back nicely for the 10. He's been traveling with the cue ball back and forth across the table. So clearly, Ivan's having to work really hard. He's going up table again. Uh-oh. He's just about all right. Nice line here for a perfect straight in on the 12. Okay, he might have to follow this ball out of the pocket and play for the 8 in the side. I believe that's the line he has. Unless it's dead straight. Angles can be a little bit deceiving. It is dead straight. Okay, well then it's pretty straightforward. A little stun follow. I think that's good news. Medium speed. He's made a ball. He took a lot of power off. He hit him really clean. Very good cue ball. A bit unlucky not to land with an easier starting shot, but I think the 4-ball in the side pocket is not too difficult. He's got a nice line here. If he makes this shot, the cue ball will naturally roll towards the 7 and 3. He can even land for the 1 in the side. Uh-oh. He's overcooked it a little bit. Well, that's not what he wanted. I'm surprised he hit it so hard. He's just bumped the 7 in a very awkward spot. If you're ever looking to bump balls in this game, you're better off at bumping into your opponent's balls and moving them to a safer position, as opposed to playing off your ball. You never want to do any favors for your opponent. In fact, if you can help it, try to make it even tougher. Now, speaking of tough, he's looking to slice the 6 into the side pocket. Well, not anymore. He's going for the 2. Yeah, here's the problem though. He's gonna have to take a slightly longer shot. I mean, he's got options here. He could take the chance and even bump the 7. He still has the 6 and the 1 as insurance. But I don't know, it's risky. There are 2 stripes hovering around. So I think he's going to play the 1 ball and draw it out. Watch out for the 5. Perfect. Just missed the 5. This is the shot. I think Ivan's going to play this with a touch of drag, almost dead weight. Just drop it in. Don't force it. You still got the 6 in the side pocket. Okay. He's feeling pretty confident. He does need to get on the 8 though. Few obstacles along the way. So I think he's decided to keep things simple and approach it from the bottom of the table. I'm not so sure it's going to be that easy actually. He could take the cut on the 8. He could draw it across the face and maybe land into the right side pocket. He could also stun with side. I think he's drawing it. Right across the face. Oh, slow down. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, he's played for a very delicate positional area. It was the shot that was on to go across the face and land for the right side pocket, but the margin of error was very small. Can he bank this ball? Yeah. This is big trouble for Ivan. He's done this a couple times in this match. And I think that's the main reason. Of course, Ronnie has put in some stellar play. But in key moments of this match, when Ivan looked like he was going to get across the finishing line, he's found a way to mess it up towards the end. He's kicking this. Needs a bit of luck. You don't want the cue ball to jump too much. If you hit it too hard, he needs to be careful. You don't want it to jump when you hit the rail. And, well, if it couldn't get any worse, Ivan Kakovskii has played a trick shot on himself, because that shot, at the speed that he wanted to hit it, there was always a high chance of a jump. He's hopped right over the 8. And Ronnie with an easy clearance here. All right. They should start the stopwatch as soon as he hits the first ball. Let's see how long it takes him to clear this up. He's taking his time deciding. And I think that's the only thing that Ronnie realizes now, that compared to snooker, actually, hayball has got an infinite amount of possibilities, but there's always the most efficient way to get through a rack. And I think that's part of the challenge for Ronnie, to find the best way. Apologies for the slight malfunction of the feed. We've got it fixed. Well, one of the biggest prize purses in pool. We're playing on the Kangchi tables. And Ronnie O'Sullivan is putting the table to full use. The cue ball is hopping, but the balls are dropping. Another chance for a break and run here by the Rocket. He's going for the stripes. Draws it out. Perfect. Another little tap draw here. The pink in the side. The 14 goes in the corner. I don't see anything that could stop him here. This will be the quickest rack that Ronnie ran in this tournament, surely. Barring a big mistake. I just don't see it happening here. Yeah, he's chosen to play for the 11. Smart play. 11, 14, 15, 9, 8 is going to be the play here. And in no time, you could see he's got his stroke out as well. Smooth as butter. Beautiful to watch. The cue ball hasn't stopped yet, but he's already shooting. And just like that, the Rocket takes another one. Alrighty, welcome back, pool fans. We are coming to you live via WPALive.tv. We are We're into the final stretch, I think, in this match. Ronnie O'Sullivan, the Rocket, has had a flying start so far to this World Open. He's had a lot of commitments to make. He played an exhibition match a couple days ago. The word on the street is he's been training hard. He's been sparring with the very best. He's gonna have to produce one of the very best clearances here. A couple balls are very difficult. The 8's not easy either. You solved that problem. Nicely done. I do believe the 1 goes by the 11. Ooh, he tried to bump the 6 out. Well, that complicates matters a little bit. The 1 goes in the side, so if he drops this ball dead weight, it's a very narrow positional play. So I think he's going for the 5. He's looked at it already. He's chosen plan A. Delicate shot. Oh, he's tried to open them up. And, well, he's made a ball somehow, somewhere. He doesn't have a shot, though. Safety, but very relaxed kind of safety. An ineffective one. He's left a chance here for Ivan. He's got a ball in the side pocket. He can certainly make it. Everything is in the open. So that was a very loose safety by Ronnie. He didn't spend a lot of time on that. Good shot. He needed that. Ivan started a little shaky in this match. Understandably so. He's probably playing one of his idols, especially being a snooker player himself. I have no reason to doubt his high regard for the Rocket. However, once he got going, he's shown some promise. A couple of good clearances. He had some bright ideas on how to solve problems. So I think, if anything, the shell shock of playing Ronnie certainly must have worn off by now. Can he put a couple racks together and put some pressure on the Rocket? He's getting along quite well so far. A little bit more angle on this 9 that he wanted, but I think if he drops it in, he's going to have a good shot in the side pocket. Not bad. He could just drop this in and take his medicine, or he could play a follow shot, go around the 5. Okay, he's gone 1 rail instead. Nice play. Ivan pulls 1 back.
就台球连锁，年轻时尚的台球生活方式，全国合作火爆开启，选址、培训、营销、采购全程扶持，单店日均客流1000家，会员复购率67%，依托品牌资源，收益稳定。签约知名球星，打造标杆赛事，统一线下职业运营团队，专业指导，经营无忧。
Here we go, Ronnie to break. He's made a ball again. He's made 2. His best break of the match so far. He wasn't the most powerful of breaks, not by any standards. But he's definitely achieved a very good spread. I like the stripes here. Surely. He might draw it through the gap and out and play for the ball in the side pocket. Or, well, his favorite, a drag shot. I think his drag shot and his low cue ball game is what makes him so good in snooker, where I think that game is used a lot, especially on the slick cloth. And this is exactly the kind of cue action that you will need to move these balls. Ronnie is using a one-piece hayball cue, which is really an equivalent of a snooker cue for hayball, a larger tip diameter, usually ranging anywhere between 11 to 12 millimeters, with the sweet spot being 11.5 maybe. And it looks like more or less that's what Ronnie is playing with. He's not having trouble moving the cue ball, that's for sure. I think he's liking this cue. Another rack on the board. Just a couple more to close out this match.
生命需要阳光，但身体需要粮食。优质的大米决定了生命的质量。五常大米到每年。
All right, Ivan. You need a smashing break. Give it its all. Oh, boy. Well, he did. He was amped up. Cue ball off the table. And it looks like it hit the camera. Alrighty, apologies for that. Lost the feet temporarily. Ivan flew the cue ball off the table on the break. And for a second, it looked like it hit the camera. Immediately, we got a blank screen. Of course, I was just joking. But Ronnie is already on the table and looking to clear up another rack. He's going to have to pull out a shot here. What's he doing? Okay. Yeah, he's got that green 14 ball all the way up top. And I don't know exactly how he intends to get it out of the way. He's got this ball on the rail as well. Yeah, this is not looking easy at all. Not even by Ronnie's standards. If he can clear up here, then that would be absolutely stellar play. He's gone for the bank first. He's missed it. It's gonna tie up the 6. It's only gonna make things difficult for Ivan. And it's been the story of this match. Ivan comes to the table with at least 2 clusters. Lots of work to be done here. He's played safe. And that's a good save. Very well done. I think even Ronnie can appreciate that. All right, here we go. A swerve. What a shot. Beautiful shot by Ronnie. I noticed Ronnie really doesn't take time on those feel shots when he knows that's the only shot he's got. And it requires complete feel, not so much measurement. Like in the case of a swerve shot, you could see how fast he played that. But at the same time, how accurately he made contact. Aggressive play possible here. Can he cross-side this ball and run the white ball into the pack up table? I'm not sure he wants to do that. Yeah, he's just laying it up, trying to block the other pocket. I don't think he's done it though. Difficult position. All right, he's trying to bump the 2. Nicely done. That's as good of a result he could hope for. He can cut the 3 in the side. The 5 opens up. The 1 ball is there. I think Ivan really has to take this. Yeah, he's done well. He's got a couple of options here. He wants to pick up the 1 ball. He could play the 7 first, then the 2, or the 5. But he needs to get down for the 1, following this shot. I think he needs to spend a bit of time here. Look at the 5. It could have a good angle instead of drawing this ball, but it looks like he's going to have to change his plan here. He's going to have to play the 1, then the 8. It's not bad. He's got plenty of room. Perfect. I think it just has enough angle for him to be able to send the cue ball tracking right towards the 8. Well, he's chosen to draw it out. It was pretty narrow path there. He's done well. Oh. Another productive break. I think Ronnie's catching on to something. He's hitting them square with a touch of draw. And it seems like it's reaping results. The solids look pretty good here. You could drop on the 7 or the 1. I'll be curious how he negotiates this. He's gonna have to take a collision here. The only thing is whether he wants to hit the 2 first or the orange 12. I think it's gonna be the latter. Oh, he's going to hit the 10. Has it drifted out of hand here? It might still be okay. Next challenge is the 5 ball at the top of the table. He's got a nice line here to get to it. And I think this cue ball is going to go in a circle here, counterclockwise, to run out this rack. Needs to bear down here, Ronnie. Could take this shot for granted. He's stretching. He's stretching. And I had this suspicion, the way he got down, he didn't bother taking his extension. I know he has an extension on his cue, surely. And I think he was too comfortable. Now the big question is, can Ivan punish him? Tricky shot here. Watch out, corner pocket. Oh, he's got a good rub. Here we go. I feel like the dynamic of this match, even though Ronnie is still very comfortably in front, only needing 2 more racks, but you can see the momentum has slowly but surely shifted. And it's Ronnie making the critical errors in the last couple of frames. Can Ivan take full advantage? He's gonna need to deal with the 11. That's his problem ball. And I think he has to keep it simple. Get in nice and close, if possible. That's it. Just this one ball from a certain run out. Kind of a similar shot that Ronnie just missed. I do believe it's a little bit more comfortable, however. Needs to pot this. Clean. Very nice. Stayed down. Delivered. Everything was flowing right. And it's a good sign that Ivan is now ready to play his A game. He's been hit with a barrage. A rocket barrage. But he's not out yet. He's still hanging on. You should see a nice, and hear rather, a nice thud hitting the back of the pocket on this shot. It's a little stun shot, maybe a trace of outside. All right, here we go. I suspect this will be the best break he's hit yet. And look at the power on that. He desperately needs something to drop, and it's the 8-ball. And my suspicions were correct. You could see Ivan has unleashed the full potential of his break. He's still not hitting them as square as he can. But I think he was a little bit tight in the beginning of this match. Hence he struggled. But once he gets that break going and starts feeling more comfortable, we might see a couple of break and runs here. All right, the 12th ball in the side. He's also got the 2 in the side, so he can choose whether he likes stripes or solids. Honestly, both don't look so bad. I might even be tempted to play the solids here. Yeah, he's looking at the 2. He's gone for the 6 next. Smart play. The 7 goes in the side, the 5 down corner. I think the 4 passes the 1. Everything has a lane as long as you stay in the right area. A multitude of options here. I think he's gonna roll the 3 now and play the 5. He might have to draw it though. Yeah, he's not in the best position, to be fair with you. I'm not so sure what he was trying to do when he rolled that ball in. Yeah, he's gonna have to draw this ball. Took a gamble, bumped the stripe. The problem with that is he's got the wrong angle. Now he needs to somehow come back for the 4. The 7 no longer has an easy pocket down table. It only goes in the side. So a small mistake can compound into a bigger mistake. That's usually how things go south when you try to run out and start getting out of line. And he's still working hard. He's not really in a perfect position here either. He might have to follow the 4 and try to land on the 1 into the opposite corner. Unless, of course, he can see the 1 from here. Can he make the 1 from this position? I think the answer is no. He's drawing. Okay. I don't believe he's gotten the result he was hoping for. He was playing for the 7 in the side. And that's where things might get interesting. And as I said earlier, a small mistake is not a problem, but if you don't recover in the next shot, it grows bigger. And if you then don't recover, you now have a problem towards the end of your run. And this here is a difficult shot in its own right. It's going to cut this ball in the side pocket. And at the same time, the cue ball... Okay, he's going for the 1 here. He's changed his plan. I just don't understand whether he can... Can he cut the 7? Yeah, I'm not so sure here. A better camera angle would be... It looked to me like he couldn't cut the 7. I was expecting him to play the 7 first. But it might be... He just about has enough of this ball to make it. Oh, what a shot. And that was clutch. That was clutch. He had me fooled there, Ivan. I thought he was in big trouble. Turns out it wasn't as bad as it looked. A first break and run for him. Looks like a dry break from Ronnie. A chance again. The 5 ball needs to stay down. This is a shot that will test your nerves. Oh, it's a shot that will test your nerves. And this could be big in the context of this match. Ivan had to make that shot, because if he cleared up this frame, he would start to put some pressure on Ronnie. But giving it back like this could spell disaster. All right, well, Ronnie's looking to play the solids, surely. He's kind of stuck in 2 minds here, whether to play the 5 or maybe to play the 2. He could even play the 1, I think. There are options on the table. I like him playing the 5, but he's chosen to play the 1 instead. It's not bad. If he can pick up the 3 and land with a good angle on the 4. That's the ball he needs to get out of the way first. Looks good. Okay. He's bumped the 15 a little bit. Needs to watch out on this shot here. You don't want to clip the 9 the wrong way. Oh, he's threaded the needle. Wow. Good shot. Still a little tricky. There's only one good positional play on the 2 if he decides to follow down to the right side, but he's looking to play the other side. I think following this ball down here is better, so he's gonna probably follow this with a forced follow. Has he gone far enough? No, he has not. Well, you might see a Ronnie O'Sullivan special. It's like the blue ball that he takes in an exhibition style all the way to the ball colors and comes back straight. 3 rails around 4 position. Is he gonna do that shot here? Oh, he's played with the inside. Oh, he's just about gotten there. What a shot. No way. Oh man, he's made it. And look at this. I mean, the rocket, watch out, Cuba, the rocket. Oh, he's made it. Wow. I mean, that is just a classic Ronnie O'Sullivan finish right there. He's on the hill, ladies and gentlemen.
Grab 23. Ivan Kakovskii first.
Another smashing break. But I'm not sure if he's made a ball. I think all he did was make noise. Yeah, if only Ivan was doing this from the beginning of the match, if he could get his break going, have spreads like this and make balls, this match would have been totally different. It's a little too late to bring out the artillery, as they say, because Ronnie decides to make 2 balls. Now I assume if you strike the solid first, that means that's your color. And I think he's lucky here. He's on the 6. Perfect. Okay, the 1 ball next. His only problem ball. If you could even say that. Look at that delivery. Smooth as butter. Yeah, the way Ronnie has a spring in his step here, I think it's safe to say it might be all over for Ivan. I don't think anything can stop him here. And I think Ivan knows it too. Perfect. Look at this. Just a little tap stop shot. The cue ball is gonna drift a tiny fraction. Oh! Wait a minute. What's he done there? He's missed. What happened there? The computer has crashed. Wow. I don't think even Ronnie can believe that. Well, that's the thing. He took it for granted. Wow. Will this play a part in this match? I'm not too sure. I think Ivan is just too far behind. Even if he manages to win this rack, which I don't think it's a guarantee. There are 2 balls on the rail. It's tricky. He really needs to bear down and grind this one out. Don't worry about the score. Play 1 ball at a time. To stay alive in this match. Needs a good bump on the 9 here. It's as good as he could hope for. A nice shot there. Still tricky. He could draw this 9, top right corner, and leave himself a bank. I do like that play. I think it plays quite natural. You don't need to travel with the cue ball. Just take the shot. I think he is thinking the same, unless he wants to draw it further. Oh, he's missed it. Hold on a second. Where's the 9 going? Where is it going? I think he's bought himself a safety there, Ivan. A fortunate roll. Ronnie is going to try to stick the cue ball there. Yeah, he's gone for the pot. A tester here for Ivan. He's got 2 ways to make this shot. He could go up table and play the orange next. He could drag it and play for the 9 in the side pocket. It looks to me he's playing with topspin, which would indicate he's traveling up. He's traveling up. And has he gone too far? It's not bad. There's gonna be one more pressure ball to be made here though. The orange stripe is a classic hay ball, cushion ball shot. This is the shot that all the top players train. And it's still the shot that at best only offers about 70% chance. Especially when it's this straight, going back for the 8 ball will require him to draw the cue ball all the way. This is missable. Can he deliver under all this pressure to stay alive in this match? The answer is yes. What a stroke that was. What a beauty that was. One more shot. Can't take this for granted either. Side pocket, awkward angle. I've seen this missed all day. Usually to the far knuckle. But not this time. Here we go. Ronnie's adjusting his feet. And he's made a ball. He's got a shot on the 7 or a stripe in the side pocket. Nicely done. He's moved the cluster where the 10 was as well with a light flick. Very well played. Still a bit of problems to solve here. Ronnie looked like he was finished in that last rack. Like he had the finishing line right in front of him. All he had to do was play a simple stop shot. He missed an easy one. I have a suspicion he's not gonna take things for granted this time. He's gonna have to bump this ball here. And he's done well. Yeah, tricky shot. Ronnie is looking to pull the cue ball on that side of the 10. It's not going to give him the best of angles, so he would prefer to go further up table. Needs to be hit good though. He's done well. Perfect. That was not an easy shot, especially how he managed to pull the cue ball back. Yeah, I think Ronnie is going to be running out from here. Anything where his cue beyond the side pocket will give him a perfect angle to drop the 14 in and land squarely on the 8. It was a valiant performance by Ivan Kakovskii. He shouldn't be ashamed. He tried his best. He had his chances. But I think Ronnie's play has been just a notch above. He advances to the next stage with a victory, a commanding victory, setting him up with an interesting clash. Potentially, I believe, with Siming Chen. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that. Glad to have you here. My name is Timofey. Thanks for tuning in.